Yeah!
Michael, take us away on our spotlight.
Oh, hey guys. We got a little spotlight here, and today I want to spotlight Primus Sharp Edge Dice at Polyhedral DYS. So they're just a little dice shop. They're just kind of starting out, and they have their own Kickstarter. And here, see, look at these beautiful dice.
Dice are so short.
Yes, that's the number one reason why I wanted to spotlight them, because I just love dice, and I love sharp edge dice because they just roll and then they stick, and you're like, yes. They're not all rolling all nimbly. It's not like, oh look, it's a nat 20. Nope, it's a 2. They just roll and land, and you're like, oh, nice. So yeah, they just started their Kickstarter, and let's take a closer look. Oh yeah, they have a little dice goblin. Anyways, but yeah, they have all these beautiful dice that are just super shiny and have a bunch of glitter and sparkles, and it has everything that I want. We got Jade's Lament. We've got Thill's Promise. We've got Green Rift. We've got Smolder's Trinket.
I need that one.
Oh yeah.
My yellow theme.
Rainbow River is really cute.
Yeah, this one was really nice, dude. I was like, these are like alley dice. And look at these fiery dice too. These fiery ones are really cool. And we got some purple dice, blue dice, more blue dice.
Yeah, I like the I don't know, I just like how vibrant the colors are.
Yeah. No, I'm super on board with their color choice.
And I like that most of them are legible too, because that for me at least that's an issue where it's just hey, these are really pretty guys. What
What is it?
Yeah, I like the numbers and the ink that they use for the numbers. But yeah, go check them out and throw them some support.
What are they called again?
They are Primus Sharp Edge Dice. Handmade gaming stones and gems.
Ooh,
Kind
there's
of
stone
Victoria.
gem dice. That's nice. I have some stone gems.
I want gem.
Yeah.
They're lighter than
But yes.
Are they heavier than plastic?
every other plastic. Yeah,
Go.
I also mine are small.
Mhm.
They're fun and sparkly.
Go check them out. They're at Polyhedral DYS on Twitter. And they have polyhedraldice.net. They have their own dice shop. But yeah, that is my spotlight for today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Stream. Okay, well let's dive in. Last time, the damsels were told by Lucius Windhowl, also known as Ciara's long-lost uncle. He told them that there are demons in the city of Gundrick again. They're trying to open another portal with 3 artifacts this time. The damsels agreed to help Lucius with the demon problem by securing one of the artifacts, while Lucius found more information on the Golden Hawk's current whereabouts. The Golden Hawks are the guild that you're trying to locate to help Luna and her life. The damsels were directed to the warehouse district, where they ran into Juba, an old friend from episode 1, and found out about her side job.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it. Juba takes the damsels to the underground fighting arena on the island of Undertow, which is just a little island off the shore of Gundrick. There, they were pitted against another team of fighters for the prize, the Tears of Undeath. Which is, I haven't described it to you, but I envision it as, it's basically like a bottle with, kind of these floating little blue things in it that, they aren't alive, they just kind of like float in place. Like, they don't move around like they're sentient, but they just kind of like float around. Like,
So it's like liquid that just like kind of floats in a bottle.
yeah.
Lava.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lava lamp, but like more like a fairy lake. So Luna sat this one out because she felt overwhelmed by her current condition and decided to stay out of the fight. So the crowd is cheering, roaring for your victory. They're like, yeah! Oh, wait, by a landslide! Welcome to the new champions of the ring. And around you, like you exit the ring, around you this crowd rushes to you as burly men and orcs come and slap you on the back, and it's just like kind of that thwack, you're like, and they cheer you on, yeah, you got Moxie Kid, that was incredible! And then some other people are like, I want your autograph! And so you hear like someone in the back saying, oh, what are you doing? You're like, oh my.
I love the uproarious approval, so Kiara's like, hey.
Yeah, and you guys are kind of like ushered to this table and all these tankards of sloppy ale is put in front of you, and the bartender's like got this pot belly with the greasy apron. This Yui guy, the like balding head. He says, "Oh, it's the best fight I've seen in a while. It's on the house." And kind of gives you guys a nod, and if you take a sip from it, you realize it's a honey weed, so it's very sweet. You sit down, and your contenders, be that right? The people you were opposed to, the opposing team is currently being doused in beer as the cleric from before like waves his holy symbol around and heals them.
Cat's not cool with this.
Yeah, like Dreams. You can tell me how Dreams would react after being doused.
Probably does like that like unhappy cat noise, you know, like you step on their tail or something. Yeah,
And just sopping wet. And you see the orc lady kind of sits up in a daze and is like, huh, and then kind of like licks some of the like beer over it. The tiefling who wasn't knocked out was just kind of pushed out. It just kind of stands by. Yeah, kind of stands by sheepishly, and then Dreams, the female Italian, goes over and like punches him in the arm, and she's like, "You got thrown out." Hey, she was really strong. I was like, what kind of what? And so she's giving him a hard time, and then the other Italian kind of like calls her off. It's just like, let it go, it's fine. Like, there'll be other fights. And you guys sit up to this. You're now currently seated at this table, and after a while, the crowd you gathered is kind of shooed away, so you can just, enjoy your peace after a fight. Juba sits down, just like, well, we got one round down. Oh, that's pretty good.
Wait, one round?
Well, there's supposed to be 3.
Oh. I got knocked out on the first one, I don't know.
Good word, Chris.
It's okay, we can take them. I mean, we'll take on those guys. Those guys are pretty tough, but I mean,
Imagine, that was round 1. Wow. Let's step up our game, or at least I will have to.
Well, I mean, it's randomly assigned.
Oh good, so they're all that good. Keyanthi's having some self-doubt.
Well, here's the thing. You don't really have to engage them. You merely have to ring them up somehow. If you can't fight them, then you can at least manage to get them off the way.
And Kiara just sort of looks over at the team like she's like, oh.
I really have to apologize for that.
It worked, I suppose. You didn't get kicked out of it.
hey, did you guys notice anything weird happening while we were at the during the fight? Well, not so much in the
Unfortunately, yes.
fight.
Yeah, I did catch something odd.
What did you see? Oh,
Some
correct me if I'm
sort
wrong.
of-
I think I saw a woman there that was staring at me, and then she was gone the next second.
Yeah, you saw this lady, and your eyes met for like the briefest of seconds, and her eyes were just completely black. You're like, what? And then you look back, and she was gone. Just,
Then I got knocked out on my butt. It's fine. As happens, you know.
As it do.
you know, sometimes the result comes down to the dice.
Kiara's just like,
Yeah, I think I saw like, did I see a shadowy figure or like someone with like black eyes?
Yeah,
or
you also
something?
saw a guy in the crowd. What was interesting about them is that they seem like the most nonchalant faces ever. Like, generic face 101. And then these black eyes for like a split second. Or like just this like really unnerving feeling. You're like, what? And I'm pretty sure one of you caught one of them casting a spell. Yeah. So something's definitely afoot.
I'm curious. Is Luna with us?
Luna, what are you doing?
She's still outside, just kind of waiting for you guys to be done.
Okay.
I think she was just too overwhelmed by like the smells and everything. Like there's just so many people sweating and so much blood and like the alcohol everywhere, and then like yeah. Okay, so she's just waiting until somebody comes to get her.
Do you have a perception check for me?
Something's happened.
Is this with or without like centric hearing?
It's with sight.
Okay, just like.
You're just kind of chilling out. Wait till like get off this anxiety high, and the ships are going by.
We lost Sarah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. You're just watching the ships go by. It's pretty relaxing. It's helping you out. Go back to the others. This half-elven woman in her late 40s approaches the table, and she. Hello. Hi. Welcome back. I can't just say no more. So this. This is a bath actress. It is the only way. That's okay. This half-elven woman in her 40s comes up to Jupa and says, "That was some fight, Jupa. Where did you find these people?" And you see there's a redhead for some reason with like some gray in her hair. And then Jupa leans over and says, "Oh, do you remember the submarine?" And the half-elf lady says, "Oh, this is them?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, some of them." And then she's like, "Oh, well, good on you." She like shakes your hands.
Kiara's hand like sort of locks, and she's just like staring intently at the red. It's like red hair. She's like,
Right. I'm Ona. Jupa and I are friends down here. Sometimes we do 2 versus 2s.
If I'm too.
Yeah, I've been a huntress my whole life. Been traveling around since kids are grown up. Husband divorced me, but life goes on. Found a new purpose down here. She, mind if I sit? She pulls up her chair.
Hey, Ona, have you? I lean in real close. Seen any weird, shifty people? And I like tilt my head back with like black eyes disappearing all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of shifty people down here. I could roughly describe about half the people around. Ooh, is there... Do you have anything else on this person?
Kiara remembers it was the announcer, right? Talking with some messing around, right?
Yeah.
Is that the goblin?
Yeah. Does she remember what the human looked like? Was it?
It was... Yeah, you remember he had a cloak on, medium build. He was a human guy, and he had just. You think he had brown hair? It's hard to really get discerning features off of someone who's a hooded figure. Just very like nonchalant, almost like he was just looking for nonchalant flavor, like vanilla flavor.
Like trying to look oblivious, but you don't really notice that. Okay.
Yeah. Make a. You guys can also Ellie. If you want, anyone can make a passive perception check. I mean, just a perception check. Sorry. If they want to try to like find these individuals.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I like.
The pipe's out.
Yeah, I like brought out my pipe, and like after Ona was like describing like just the typical shifty people here, Ellie has been in deep thought and very contemplative, and she's like, I think we got another case on our hands, and I bring up my staff, I whisper to it, so I am going to use my wild companion feature to summon Boink.
Oh,
So
okay,
using
cool.
my wild shape to summon Boink. And I'll be like, hey Boink, scope out the area for me. I think we got a demon on our hands.
Sure, I'll take a look around. He goes and buzzes off. What'd you get, Kiara?
I got a 2 plus 3, so I got a 5. So Kiara pretty much is like, oh, yeah, well, I noticed some shifty character talking with the announcer earlier. Kind of was a bit odd, but I didn't notice anything else. Actually, I can't really recall what they look like in person.
Yeah, you just sort of like offhandedly hear someone behind you say, I thought tonight was poetry night! Like, no man, that's next week! Aww, he seems like really upset and he just kinda like tucks his papers away and like, and you like briefly look over your shoulder and it's just this jacked guy.
Aww.
I wanna call out to this guy.
Reminds me of the tavern in Tangled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
I have a dream.
Interior.
It reminded me of like the Fire Nation prison where like they like push the guys like, hey
Yeah.
man, why'd you do that?
you look at the table in it that you're sitting at, it has all sorts of just stains on it, and there's some carvings of like plenty of curse words, and then like in the corner of it there's like a little duck.
So, please tell me that this poet has just like all these like tats and is just super ripped.
Yeah, sure, he can have like sleeves of like the most metal stuff, like skulls and like things being stabbed and like just terrifying imagery. And he's just,
On his other arm is his poetry. He tattooed his poetry on his arm.
oh yeah, like it's just this scroll of like just words wrapping around his arm. And he has this like one piece he has like a harness thing on with a one shoulder pad thing, and there's just spikes everywhere.
Full up right around.
Can I call out to this guy, or is he too far away?
You can call out to him.
It's okay, mister. We would like to hear your poetry.
He looks, and he's just this. He looks over, and he says, "Oh, was that you, Green Lady?"
I'm looking up at her because I'm very small.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, if you don't mind, and he kind of like scoots over into the table, and he pulls up like. For some reason, like the smallest chair in the area, he pulls that over and sits on it.
I mean, let's just be honest. Like, all the chairs are just small to him. I don't know why. I just imagine just this giant Hulk of a figure just reading poetry. It just makes me smile.
Huh.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah, looking at the size difference between the stool and this person's like, oh. It's like, seems really big.
Let me just.
I'm waiting to see what poetry Tiffany's gonna recite for us.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry if I'm like putting
I,
you on the spot.
I didn't expect. I just had this as like an offshoot, so like give me a second to pull something up.
Of course we do, because after all, we are back in this town.
We are player.
Of course, everything happens where you are.
I forgot the name of the town, Gundrick, right? There's always demons in Gundrick.
Yeah, it's like they're planning to come in or something.
Ciara, Sarah thinks about it. Well, who's making deals with them?
Someone desperate. How's the last thing that so?
Yeah, I look towards Keyanthi and I'm like, you do have a point. They must be after something in this town. The question is what? Wealth? Fame?
Probably the prize.
That cafe?
You see the pipe in Ellie's hand drop in slow motion and clatter to the floor. We need to go to the cat cafe now!
Cat cafe!
We need to save the cats!
Ellie just wants more catnip.
One hour,
I mean-
it was poetry.
I look at Keyanthi all okay. No!
The big, like, ripped dude who was like, I wanted to be poetry night. He sits down at the chair after he, like, broke the first one and comes back. I got another chair. My name is Boris. This is my not my sonnet, yeah. My cool Greta, you inspire me to write. How I love the way you dance, swing, and gleam. Invading my mind through the night. Always dreaming about the football team. Let me compare you to a shining prune. You are more deadly, cutty, and shiny. Dual sun heats, the hardy peaches of June. The summertime has the splendor of rainy. How do I love you? Let me count the ways. I love your glorious arm, teeth, and eyes. Thinking of your cruel teeth fills my days. I love you. For my love for you is the gutty disguise. And then he like pats the sword hilt on his back. He's just like, I wrote that for Greta. She's always had my back.
Yeah, you see Ellie just did a bunch of snaps.
A fine companion.
Luna told me that
Very
this is
well.
what they do during poems. Snap.
Yeah.
Boris, that was a wonderful poem. I could see you really care for your Greta.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. I don't think you would have seen the fight. He came late.
That was
I would have
poetry.
seen a fight if we wanted to.
He's just like, did you guys also think it was poetry night? Yeah.
No, we're here for the actual fight night.
Didn't know there was a poetry night. Might come back after the brawl.
Yeah, and we got some really nice poems. And then his friend comes up from behind him. He's like, "Hey, Boris, come on, we got a card game going." He's like, "Oh, excuse me. Thank you for listening." And he scoots his chair in. It was nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, Boris. Thank you.
And Juba sips her.
Okay.
That was surprisingly pleasant.
Alright, now bring up my pipe. Back to business.
Kiara's just so enamored by everything that's happening here. She's like, "Oh, wait, we haven't told." Luna, have you joined us at the table? Are you still outside?
She's still outside.
She's still vibing out there.
I look straight at the camera like Home Alone. I'm like, we forgot Luna!
How about I bring her? Like, looks around, grabs the least, the most filled tankard, the one that hasn't been drunk from yet, because maybe they gave us more than one, or it's like, oh, take yours. You don't need to drink. It's fine. I'll take her something to drink so that she doesn't feel forgotten.
Okay, so you...
That's a great idea. Let us know if you see anything on your way out.
Yeah.
Right. I'll make a circuit before I head
I'll
out.
come with you.
Okay, alright.
Okay. And then, for me, so I'm there with Jupa, and then Jupa's friend. Is Jupa's friend still there? Did she wander off as we've been talking?
No, she's still around. Her name's Ona.
Okay, I wanted to talk to Ona.
Okay, she's there.
Just really nice meeting you, and like eyes right on her hair, just like as leaving, it's like head goes on a track and done.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
So, Ona, I'm sorry if I misheard, but have you've been fighting here too, or no?
Oh yeah, I come and dip my toes in the water.
I see. How long have you been fighting here?
About 2 years, I think. It's
Wow, that's very impressive.
Well, I mean, you get. I'm only in the lightweight tier. You get some colorful folk. She gets some real nasty ones like Dreams, and then she kind of nods towards the Italian from the last group, and she's still like harping on the tiefling. I think that one was born to fight.
I feel that too.
It's like she sat around at her desk job and thought about different ways to destroy people for hours.
Quite the hobby. Oh gosh, that is what it's like to be a receptionist, though. I will say. It really is. You're just like, how can I throttle you today, sir? How can I throttle you today? Anyway, so I'd like to talk to Orda. I'd be like, so, well, you've been here so long. Have you seen anything strange? Because my friends and I, when we were just fighting, we saw people with eyes. Well, no eyes, or well, it was dark. Have you heard of anything like that before?
Oh, well, let's see what she's got. Gee, I'm not rolling.
Please roll well.
Well, you know, there's always shady folk running around these places. But the real question is, where do we even get these tiers, this prize from? You know, and she leans over. She says, "I would keep my eye on that." She points at the prize. If something shady's going on, I think they're after that. It's the only thing. It's the most valuable thing in here.
Okay. Can, like, Keyanthi talk to her goddess Briotria?
Yes, you could certainly pray.
Should I wander away to pray?
Yeah, and you'll do like a religion check.
Sure. Alright, so I roll religion?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, one momento. Religion. Oh gosh. Sorry, hold on, my camera flew away. If only I was smart. But I'm not, I'm just Keyanthi. Oh gosh. That wasn't cute. I rolled a 6.
No.
You go, like, you try to find a quiet place in this tavern. You try one spot, you try another spot, you like tuck under into like a closet, and you know, just noisy everywhere, and you can't really even focus, and you keep being distracted by this this other Catalian who's starting to boast. He's like, "That's a full house, the spoils are mine," and then next to him, this like thick dwarf woman hurls herself at him, and the rest of the table falls into a fist fight. "You lying shit, I'll turn you into a rug!" And then no one seems to pay any mind, as it seems to be a regular occurrence here. But beyond them, your eye catches a glimpse of this human male. He's so unimpressive in every way that you could have overlooked him in the crowd, but there's something shiny that he has, and he's quickly hiding it under the cloak.
Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, And our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks. We hope to hear from you soon.
And I with my perception, perceive more than just the person?
He hid
Or...
He hid what he had under his cloak, and you
Right.
see him sort of like weaving through the crowd.
Can I follow him from a distance with a stealth check?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yes. Sweet, I can do that. I got dexterity.
All the ducks.
The dice for the dexterity. Oh, I got a nice number. I got a 14.
Oh, okay.
No, I got a 19. Sorry, I forgot math. I forgot how math works. So Keyanthi's gonna go.
Yeah, so you slip into the crowd, tiptoe around. It's really loud and boisterous. So like even in your loud outfit, you just meld into the cacophony of sound. And he's not paying any attention, but he seems to be like kind of like hanging out by the bar, like he's waiting for